We have on test the brand new Ford Kuga Active X, the full hybrid. And in this video, I will do the test drive. I will give you all the feedback on how it's on the road, suspension, acceleration, consumption, how the full hybrid system work, and a few information about the car you will get from this video. Of course, I will have a separate video where you can see the full review, interior, exterior, technical data, material quality, space, all that stuff. I will have it on a different video. In this video, we will focus on driving and on driving feeling. So yeah, will be really interesting. This is the Active X version. It comes with a 2.5 liter petrol engine, 4 cylinders inline, combined with one electric motor and an electric battery, 1.1 kilowatt hour. I will give you in a second more information. The good part is that this beautiful green color come free as standard, so you don't have to pay extra for it, and I think it fit the best with the car. Also, we have right here optional 20-inch rims. The thing is that with those rims the car look much nicer, but you will have a little bit worse consumption and also not so comfortable over the bumps, but the way it looks beautiful. So I recommend you, if you want to have a little bit more comfort and a little bit less consumption, so you can get the standard rims. Other than that, we have the normal standard LED headlamps and also new grille, new front end on the bumper down there, also in the back, but more about that we will talk in the review video. This is the key, the same key, keyless entrance, of course, as always. Going inside, pretty nice interior. I like the fact that we have this active on aluminum plate and aluminum pedals. Lovely seats, I really love the seats. We have a kind of an artificial leather on the side, and here Alcantara microfiber in the middle. Electric adjustable seats. Let me go inside because it's super windy outside and you probably won't hear me. I will leave the key right here. I really love the new dashboard and the new screens. They are so well positioned, and yeah, even the steering wheel, the driving position is great. Here's the start-stop engine. From here you start it just like that, and you have this beautiful graphic when you start the car. Let me put the seat belt, and then I will give you a few information. It will ask you, the cool part is that it will ask you if you want to go back to the last driving mode that you was when you go inside the car, so you can choose from here. You have this 13.2-inch screen, multimedia screen, which is so big and bright, and even in the sunny weather like today you have a good visibility. Also, this digital cockpit look awesome from my point of view, and you can see so many information there. You can also customize it a little bit, but more about that I will talk in the review video, so definitely check out the other video. You have an armrest in leather, you have plenty of space here, plus you have this shift-by-wire transmission, kind of a wheel where you can change the different driving modes. We will talk about all. We have the L mode, which act like let's say they call it L from low. That mean when you go downhill, it's kind of a combination between engine brake and regenerative brake. And I notice and I read a lot because it's a little bit of confusion, because before was the L for low, like engine brake when you go downhill, to not put too much strain on the physical brakes. Here it's acting also as a regenerative brake, and I will show you. I test that and I read about that. So when you're driving on the highway or whatever, release the acceleration pedal. Then if you are in D mode, normal, you can get a little bit of regenerative brake, and also when you press the brake. But here in L you will get much more regenerative brake, and I see there, and you can see the graphic when the car regenerate the brake back into the battery, which is super useful. Now I want to give you some technical data and then we will start driving. As I said, the version that I have with me is the Active X 2.5 liter Duratec 4 cylinders inline, combined with one electric motor and one 1.1 kilowatt hour lithium battery. And all this power, it's connected, or these engines and motor, it's connected to an automatic transmission, ECVT. It works really smooth, and I will show you, and it's also pretty silent. I was impressed to see that. 183 horsepower, all-wheel drive. The electric motor and the petrol engine drive permanently the front wheel of the car with the possibility to drive the rear wheel. The great part is that the car have a range of up to 900 kilometers, so with a fuel tank you can reach 900 kilometers. Top speed 196 kilometers per hour, 0 to 100 in 8.3 seconds. turning circle 11.4 meters, the weight of the car 1765 kilograms, ground clearance around 18.6 centimeters. But keep in mind, on the active versions you will get 1 centimeter higher on the front and half centimeter higher on the rear, so it's a little bit different than the other version. Fuel consumption, which we will test in this video, 6.4 liter VLTP. I will reset the consumption, we will see what kind of consumption we can get on the highway in the city. 130 CO2 grams emission. Also the car comes with independent McPherson suspension on the front and multi-link on the rear, and multi-link you get only on this version. Also the car is able to drive only in electric mode up to 64% of the time in the city. We will test that as well. Let me set the climatic system first on level 1. All the way low, and then reset the consumption, and here we are, we start driving right now. Also driving modes, we start in eco mode. We have a few driving modes: normal, eco, sports. We will test slippery and trail. Power flow, you can see the power flow right here. Go in reverse, so simple, just like that. And you can see this 360 degrees camera, bird eye view. You can see the active lines, pretty useful, those cameras. I really love it. Also the car come with, and then rotate it and drive. It's easy, it's smooth, and right now we are driving only in electric mode because the full hybrids are able to drive only in electric mode. We have a parking button here. If you press it and park assist, you activate the park assist, the car will search for a parking lot. Look how cool is that. And once it's find one, it should find there, yes, once it's find there, you just stop. The interesting thing is that it's probably the only car which you have to switch to neutral, and once you switch to neutral you have to go here and hold this park button, and now it started parking. How interesting is that? That's crazy. It's really interesting. And once you release the park button, the car will completely stop. I won't do that, but if you press the brake, the good part is that I press the brake, if you release it, the car will continue to park. So I recommend you to look at the environment around the car, plus having the foot over the brake just in case you press the brake. But I noticed, and I tested yesterday, and the system worked quite fine. Yeah, the only thing is that you have to press this park button. So if you release the park button, then the car won't continuing, it will completely stop. But I tested yesterday and I noticed that it works pretty good, and it definitely park almost perfectly. Look at this, super cool, right? Now let's go and drive. I show you also this park assist, which I have in plan to show you. It's a little bit hot outside today. Otherwise, good visibility on the mirrors, huge mirrors, and because they are big you have such a good visibility. But on the highway you will see that it has a little bit of wind noise at high speeds. Other than that, we have double glass on the front, not on the rear but only on the front, which is great. Big screen, perfect visibility from the driver point of view. I have such a good visibility, so nothing to complain about the visibility, about the driver position. I love the steering wheel, the quality is great. Also the seats are pretty comfortable. You have kind of side support, armrest, every single button it's in the right position, even the climatic system down here. So I wouldn't complain about position or visibility or driving position or so on. It's quite nice, and it's quite pleasant. I mean, you have a very good position and visibility from these areas. Now we will go also on the highway a little bit, and then we will see. So there you have also the consumption, which try to, right now the petrol engine is working. We have a nice graphic here that shows you what happened with the energy in real time. So you can see the petrol engine, it's working right now, and it's trying to also charge the battery in the same time when it's work, but also power the car. Now we will go a little bit on the highway, so we will test some high speeds. We are in eco mode. We will try also sport mode a little bit later. And probably I will try also to make a separate video about the consumption. Now What I like very much is the fact that it has this eCVT transmission, which is very linear. And what I notice is that it's pretty silent. You cannot hear the engine inside the cabin. It's very, very silent, which I like very much. And also I noticed that when you go on the highway and you try to accelerate a little bit harder, it's pretty silent, which is so impressive. I didn't expect that. It comes with a lot of safety features like blind spot technology. You can see it in the corner, and autopilot. You can set it up from here and then you set the speed, and right now the car will accelerate, will brake, will keep the distance. You can see down there on the digital cockpit which speed you have set, and you can see how the car stays between the lanes, how it accelerate, brake. And I tested a little bit earlier today and I noticed that it works so good. This autopilot from Ford, it's pretty good. It's kind of level 2 autopilot and it's working really good. It warns you from time to time to put your hands on the steering wheel, but in general, look at this. And I tested also on some curvy areas, so we will test it as well a little bit later, but it's worked pretty fine. And you can see right now coasting at around 100 km/h. Yeah, it's doing pretty fine. You hear just a little bit of noise from the tires, even though we have those 20-inch tires. You hear just a little bit, but also the road and asphalt here in this area is not that fine, if that makes sense. But yeah, anyway, let me take the control now. The pedals feel pretty good quality. As power, I don't even need to tell you guys. I mean, you have plenty of power, and the engine doesn't seems to struggle at all. I mean, for 2.5 liter 4 cylinders, it's pretty good. It's pretty good when it comes to using the power. So hardly I think you will push this engine to the limit. Even though it has also the electric motor, which is work together with it, which it helps a lot. Also, I notice when you start from scratch and you press the acceleration, you don't have any delay, because first it starts with electric motor and then engaging the petrol engine, which is great. So now guys, by the way, you have the L mode here. If you press it, look at this, the car will regenerate more. If you unpress it, it will start roll, and then press it again. You can see it on the screen, and you can see it here, how the car will start regenerate a little bit more energy. And this is something that I tested before, and I will show you also a little bit later. Even now we can test that. So for example, right now we are in drive, release it, and it's rolling. And if you press L, look at this, you see the regenerative brake, it's go more than half, and then back, and then more than half, and then back. You see, so it's acting like a regenerative brake, and I see that it's using the electric motor, which is pretty cool stuff. So it's acting like a B mode in other cars. I'm not sure if we'll use also the engine at higher speeds, but also you will regenerate energy when you press the brake. So not only when you use it in L. So every time you press the brake, you start regenerate brake, and then if the car need more brake power, it will use the physical brakes. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind. But other than that, the car feels pretty nimble. If we go in sport mode right now, let's switch to sport mode, the car become immediately much more responsive. And even now, guys, the brakes feel great. I love the transition between physical brakes and mechanical and regenerative brake. Even when you push it harder, it's still pretty silent. The sound insulation from the engine is pretty good. Yeah, I like it. I like that it's not noisy. Even though it's a CVT, you hear it when you push it harder, but not too loud. This is a big plus for the car. Plus it feels much more powerful now in sport mode. And the good part is that the electric motor help a lot, and when you press the acceleration, for example now, for example you need power, both of them will work in the same time to give you the power, and it has plenty of power, trust me. You reach the speed very fast, high speed, and even if we go uphill you still have enough power. The car, it stays really good on the highway. It has a pretty good stability, and also I will try to drive a little bit faster now to see. You see the blind spot. I will wait for other cars to pass and then we will go as well. Now 120. The good part is now here, guys, you see 125, you start to hear a little bit of wind hitting the car. Now the road is not that good, so you hear a little bit of wind, of noise from the tires. But if we go back to the other lane, man, this is something that this guy shouldn't do with the motorcycle, pass on the right side. Anyway, you can see 130 right now, and it's pretty silent. You hear a little bit of wind and a little bit of tires, but just a little bit, and it's normal. If you get the smaller one, probably will be even better. But in general, good stability, good cruiser. Yeah, I like it. It's fine, and you have plenty of power. Now if we switch it from here back to normal mode, this is the normal mode, which will give you the middle power, and it's a nice combination between those two. Now release the pedal, you can see it's kind of locked to some certain regenerative brake, but if you press the brake or put it in low, it will regenerate even more. So it's great that on a full hybrid you have this option to put it in L mode. It's great that it's acting more and more like a full electric car, which is great. I mean, it's great to have on a full hybrid a lot of options to regenerate brake and different driving modes and so on. I feel like it's fantastic from my point of view. They really did a great job. You can see we brake and we recharge the energy back into the battery. And then if you have enough battery, you will drive only in electric mode. Now we can go also in the city a little bit, so we can see how it's handled, and also the suspensions. Here are quite big bumps. Now regarding the suspension, they are set up a little bit stiffer. On this Active X version, you have the McPherson independent and multi-link on the rear, which is great, and also they are 1 centimeter higher on the front and 0.5 centimeter on the rear, which give you that raw off-roader extra space, let's say, which you can use it on raw roads, like for example in certain countries where the roads are not that good. This is perfect, the active version. But I feel like the suspension are set up somewhere in the middle. They are not to the comfort, not to the sportiness, maybe a little bit to the sportiness, maybe 55% to the sport, a little bit stiffer, and 45 to the comfort. The same I feel about the steering wheel. Is not super assisted. I mean, no matter in which mode you're driving, it's not very assisted. It's quite stiffer. It gives you that sporty feeling. So it's the same, 55% to sportivity and 45% to the comfort, which it's great when you're driving on the highway. And for certain people like myself, I like it much more to have it like that than to be super soft, and you have a pretty good feedback to the wheels, which again, from my point of view, it's quite nice. Good visibility on the screens. The only thing that I wish was the screen to be a little bit tilted to the driver, you know, that would be nice. It's straight, but yeah, it's not big deal because I still have pretty good visibility there. But overall, I feel like the car is pretty good. Pretty good value for the money that they ask, and it has so many safety features and also the comfort features. You have also this package with heated steering wheel, heated seats, and heated windshield. Even the windshield is heated, so it's not bad. Also quality pretty good. Materials are pretty fine, and you can see right now we are driving in electric mode, so the car is capable to drive up to 64% in the city only in electric mode. So if we switch completely to eco mode, then the car will try the best to drive as much as possible in electric mode. And you can see right now in this moment we are driving in electric, and we have driven from when we start on this street, which again super impressive. Yeah, that's why I told you guys I'm a big fan of full hybrid cars. It doesn't have a huge battery, 1.1 kilowatt hour. It's okay, but it's not huge. But it's still able to drive pretty much in electric, which is quite nice. You can see again right now we are in electric mode, and at most of the time at low speeds in the city, in the traffic, you're driving in electric mode, which is very helpful to save some money on the fuel. Plus you drive more silent, and it's much more cleaner environment for the people around where you're driving, because they don't have to breathe that gases and stuff like that. But yeah, it's pretty nice. Also the navigation and the system, it's much faster. It works much better than before, and it's kind of charge and load super fast. You see it's just in 1 second, it's just boom, it's loading the new area. Turning circle in the roundabouts also pretty fine. I wouldn't complain too much about driving in the city, even though, yeah, I told you the steering wheel, it's a little bit to the sporty side, a little bit stiffer. Now again, we are still driving in electric mode. You can see right there in the front, it says electric. I like the fact that it's writing you electric, so you know you're driving in electric mode, and it shows you hybrid when it's driving hybrid mode and so on, which is great.
Continue 600 meters, then at the roundabout, take the third exit.
Now the lucky us, the train is passing right now. We are the first around here. And how much consumption we have until now? We have like, where is it? 6.7 liter, which is good. This trip, 6 liter. Wow, this is not bad, man. The consumption is quite good, and we drive on the highway a little bit faster. Now we will get a little bit of traffic around here, and then of course we will see here in the city how this will. I don't know what to do, man. Should I pass? Should I not pass? Not sure. What should I do? I think, yeah. I'm not sure what's going on. This guy maybe fix them, maybe not. I'm not sure about that. Yeah, anyway, good luck. We just stay a little bit, so that was luck from us. That was good. Oh, and I like how smooth it is, and you saw over those bumps. It's doing fine. It's a little bit stiffer like a sporty car, but it's pretty fine. And I like how smooth you start driving and how nice it runs. Lovely. I totally recommend you this one. I don't know why in the last period I have so much luck to receive only cars full hybrid, which they are my favorite cars, to be honest. I think this is the new trend in the last years. We will see a lot of full hybrids on the market, and I think this is the way to go, because there are so many people who are not ready to go yet.
Then take the first first right.
they are not ready to go yet with a full electric car, so the full hybrids are a very very good option to go for the moment. Electric, you see, we drive in electric mode right now, which is fantastic. Yeah, very good system. I didn't expect to be that good. I was worried a little bit in the beginning, but now after I drive it, I have to tell you, they did a great job. I mean, the transition between the regenerative brake and physical brake, it's pretty good. You can see I press the brake, I don't feel it, which is great. I don't feel when it's making the transition. When you accelerate, when you're driving, the transition between electric motor and petrol engine, sometimes you feel it, sometimes it has a little bit of delay, but this is normal for CVT transmission. But it's just something unnoticeable most of the time, only when you try to push it harder. But usually it works pretty nice. So yeah, I would say it's a pretty good system. I would say it's a great step forward to the electricity, and yeah, it's nice. Sound insulation, it's also pretty good. You have double glass on the front here, so it's not bad at all. Comfort is good. You see it right now, you press the brake. I love the transition between the brakes. See, I mean, when you accelerate normally without pushing hard, transition, it's crazy smooth and nice, so you barely notice it. Only when you try to push it hard, then it's start to make some noise. Space around here. Alright, that's good. That's good. Going around in electric mode at low speeds, this is the way to go. This is the future. Yeah, perfect system. Really love it. Really happy that Ford bring it to the cars. And yeah, if I would have to buy a Ford Kuga, I will definitely go with this full hybrid system. I think it's fantastic for the people that drive in crowded big cities, and even not only. And what I understand, what I noticed yesterday, I didn't have too much time to drive it and to test it, but from what I saw is the fact that the consumption is quite good. Let's go in reverse. You rotate it in reverse. It comes with a 360 degrees camera, which is incredible. It's very helpful. You have those active lines which guide you to the parking lot, help you park just perfectly. You have parking sensors. You have the possibility to see also closer to every angle, just like that. Also in the front, the same story. You can switch between cameras around here, so you can see it wide, you can see on the rear, and so on. This is pretty cool and very useful system. The consumption 5.7 liters, which is super good from my point of view. I think you can get even better if I didn't accelerate. I will try to make a consumption test only in eco mode in a separate video, so definitely check out that video as well. From my point of view, guys, I think it's a fabulous car. I didn't expect to be that good when you drive it. I like the exterior design much more than the previous version. I think it has much more sleeker, nicer look with the new headlamps, tail lights look much better. Also the interior is great, good material quality, good practicality. quality. Love the new multimedia, much more responsive than before. Finally they did a great job with the cockpit and multimedia. I like the car, really nice. Definitely go and test drive it if you are on the market for a family car. Definitely go and test it and see if you like it, and also write me down what you think about the car. I'm really curious. So that was the video, guys. Thank you very much to all of you that watching my videos. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. I would really appreciate that. That will help me a lot. Also, don't miss out the full review with the same car. I have it on the channel, so definitely check out, get more information about the car. I will show you there everything, including this nice panoramic glass roof and the space, multimedia, and we will go more in details. But until next time, stay safe, and I see you soon, guys. Bye.